Hello Culers, it's Pablo here and welcome back to Barca Universal and welcome to the match preview for the first game of the Xavi Hernández era. It's Barcelona versus Espanyol in a historic Catalan derby at the Camp Nou. So let's get started. And for this monumental occasion we will be of course at the Camp Nou stadium at 9 PM local time kickoff on Saturday night. And of course guys, for this sort of clash, the atmosphere is always really good. The fans in Catalonia really feel this Catalan derby, but I think especially this time around guys, with the magnitude of the occasion, with it being Xavi's first game in charge, this should be a really special evening. But of course guys, Xavi does have to get to work right away. He does have to start winning matches because we do of course have several crucial games coming up, including tomorrow night's game. And of course guys, as I say, we have to start winning them. We've said that for a lot of games now, but with Xavi coming, he's been brought in for a reason obviously to change a lot, certainly long term, so we're not expecting many things overnight. But I think already guys, if you do take a look at the league table, we need to start winning matches, especially when you consider that Espanyol, our opponents, our rivals, are currently level on points with us. We sit 9th. We have to start winning, and it starts tomorrow. And so here we are. Xavi is the new Barcelona coach. He's been the new coach for just over a week now. And I think to be fair, guys, it's fair to say the excitement levels are pretty goddamn high right now. Of course, on top of that, guys, Barcelona have actually gone and signed Dani Alves in this time. I didn't make a full video on it, but I think to be honest, it's pretty crazy news in my opinion. I am hoping Dani Alves can have a really big and important impact on this team, perhaps even more important than we first thought. I think especially off the pitch, Dani Alves has to have a really important role in this team, although it must be noted, guys, that Dani cannot actually play until it turns to 2022, so in January he will be available, but for tomorrow's game, guys, of course, which is what we're talking about, no Dani Alves. But back to the football, back to Xavi, back to Barcelona for tomorrow's game, this massive game, Xavi's first in charge. I think to be fair, guys, let's not go over the top, let's not overthink things. We don't need to go completely overboard here and expect absolute miracles. But what I would say, guys, is already I am expecting changes. I think it's wrong to say that we're not expecting anything, that we're just expecting the same team that we saw under Koeman. Already, Xavi's had a week of training, he's been implementing his ideas, and I'm expecting a different Barcelona on Saturday's match. Maybe not the complete package, but I am expecting a new Barcelona team. From what we've been hearing from the press over the last few weeks, with all the changes that Xavi is set to make, all the changes he's made sporting-wise, perhaps already on the training ground, certainly is what the players have been saying in interviews when they've come out and said, yeah, all the changes Xavi's made on the training ground with what he tells us to do individually, the new training regimes we've been getting into. That gives me the impression that on Saturday's game, guys, I think we should already be able to see some of Xavi's new ideas out on the field. And I think, of course, guys, that's going to be absolutely necessary because, as we mentioned, we've got to start winning. I know I've said it about 5 times now, but really Barcelona are not in a place to be messing around right now. We've made the change in coach because of the dire situation we were in. We need to get back in the top 4. We need to get out of our Champions League group, and we need to progress as a team for the future. We need to rebuild this club. And I think certainly when you think of it from Xavi's point of view, guys, if you think about all the build-up coming into this game, coming into Xavi's first, arrival as Barcelona coach, if we go in there, lose the Catalan derby to Espanyol in his first game, in front of 90,000 fans at the Camp Nou, and then plummet into the bottom half of the table, that is not going to be a pretty start for Xavi. I think that's fair to say, guys. So I think we all know, and Xavi will certainly know, certainly the players too, they have to recognise the importance of this match. It is absolutely crucial. We've got to be on it from the get-go, and especially tactically, that's what I'm looking for. Massive improvement. However, Xavi, like Ronald Koeman, will have a long list of injury absences to contend with for tomorrow's fixture. As I'm recording this video, guys, Xavi hasn't done his press conference, although there should be some interesting news to come out from that, so make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled for that one later. And of course, when the squad list is also announced, we will get, a good idea of who is fit and who isn't. But right now, over the international break, it's been a bit, touch and go. We're not quite sure who's fit, who's not, who'll start, who won't. And of course, it's a new coach, guys, so anything can happen. But certainly, we do know we have some big absences. I think, Dembele's still injured. Pedri is still injured. Aguero, of course, has that really horrible thing he has to contend with, really, with his heart there, so he will not be available. And Ansu Fati, of course, is also still injured. There could be some others. I think Neto perhaps is still out. You've got Martin Braithwaite, of course, who's still out. And then there may be a few in defence here and there, like Serginho Dest, Eric Garcia. They may be a bit touch and go too. So let's see, guys. Also, Ronaldo Araujo's another one. I think he'll be fit, though. So I think mainly it's in that attack. And, of course, Pedri, who are the main absences for this fixture. So in regards to that, guys, how is Xavi going to line up? What formation will he use? What are you guys expecting? What I'll say is that I'm expecting a 4-3-3, but honestly, I'm finding it really difficult to predict who Xavi will actually use. I think it's important to start by saying that yes, this will start as a 4-3-3, but it can certainly adapt in game. But I think this is the sort of thing that perhaps we will be seeing from Xavi. Ter Stegen in goal, Dest at right back, Jordi Alba at left back. I think Eric Garcia and Piqué will start this game. If maybe Umtiti plays, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think Araujo's going to start the first fixture. In midfield, I've gone for Busquets, Nico, and De Jong. And then up front, I've gone for Abdi on the left, Memphis down the middle, and Gavi on the right. Now, I have big reservations about doing this, guys, mainly because I don't think Xavi wants to have inverted wingers. I don't think he wants to be playing Gavi on the wing. I think that will stop under Xavi, so I'm always almost, reluctant to put him there. But I just looked through the squad, guys, and I don't really see anyone else that Xavi will want to use. What I think Xavi could do is bring Abdi to the right, maybe play Memphis on the left, and then bring someone like Luke de Jong in down the middle, and then you can drop Gavi to midfield, or you can take Gavi out full stop, or you can put Gavi next to Nico and Busquets in there, whatever. What that would give us is more natural attackers and wingers in attack. I think defence-wise, the personnel, of course it can change, but I think it will be similar to that. Midfield, I think Busquets will certainly start. I think de Jong will start. I think it would be probably too much of a big statement from Xavi, especially with the recent rumours, if he just drops de Jong. I think, of course, Memphis has to start, especially with our limited options. I think Memphis is one of our better players anyway. And the news we're hearing is that Abdi will be getting a start, so that's really interesting. So let's see how he does. And I suppose it's just then, the other winger slot and maybe who starts in midfield that are the big questions. But let me know what you guys think. How do you think we'll line up? And in what sort of structure? And of course, guys, we cannot forget about our opponents, our neighbours and our rivals, Espanyol, who will be coming to this fixture, guys, with the clear objective of spoiling the party. These are the sorts of games that Espanyol absolutely live for, and they'll be extremely eager to ruin our evening. I think, to be fair, Espanyol, even more than ever, will be feeling very confident coming to this game, of course. They're level on points with us. They look as if they're going to be staying well clear of relegation this season. And actually, they've already had a pretty good campaign, which has included a home victory over Real Madrid. So I think, to be fair, under ex-Mallorca coach Vicente Moreno, Espanyol looks pretty goddamn solid. They look resilient. They look, strong enough to stay up in La Liga this season. And I think regarding the star man and the man to look out for, of course, it's Raúl de Tomás, who has already scored 7 goals for them this season. And of course, was actually recently called up to Luis Enrique's latest Spain squad, and he actually started both of those fixtures. So Espanyol, they look good this season. I think Xavi will be confident in being able to beat them, especially with 90,000 or so fans at the Camp Nou, which I am hoping for. The atmosphere should be really good, but I think Espanyol, they will be up for it. They will be feeling as if, we're on good form this season. We've got good players. We know we can hurt the big teams, and this is a big chance for us. But of course, to end the match preview with my match prediction for Xavi's first game in charge, I've gone for Barcelona 2. Espanyol 0. I'm not sure if I'm expecting massive fireworks, but I certainly am expecting a different Barcelona. My hope is that we don't get into a lull of too slow possession, or we just got the ball, 75% of possession, and we're just knocking it around. We've got to be fast, reactive, we've got to get him behind their defence, and Xavi would have to make sure that he gets that spot on already, which is a big ask, of course. It's a big game, it's a big test, and it's, of course, a big moment in our season, and certainly in Xavi's career as a new manager. But let's see how we do. This is a massive game, of course. I think the excitement levels are really high for this one. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys say in the comments down below. I'm sure you guys will have a lot to say ahead of this sort of fixture, so as ever, leave your thoughts. Let's get some discussion going down there, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. After tomorrow's game, we will, of course, be here on the channel to discuss it all. It should be a cracker. It's certainly going to be a historic event, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.